I didn't even know what a trans person was. If me at 15 was able to look and be like, that person exists, this identity is a real thing, I would have had some clarity on what the hell was going on. My name's Henry, I'm 25. I'm a queer transgender man. I work as an actor and as a theatre maker, and I'm here in Norfolk, Tasmania, where I was born and raised. Norfolk's a little bit like the Shire from Lord of the Rings. It's in the Derwent Valley, beautiful rolling hills and huge big river going through it. All my family live here pretty much. There was heaps of kids that lived on the street, we're all best mates. It was a community. King of the castle. Oh, it's really weird sound-wise up here. When I was coming out as trans, I had a huge amount of people that knew me before I started going by male pronouns and had my name change. But who I was just me. I've always just been Henry, and it's just oh, cool. Two of my best friends from Melbourne coming down. Hello! Hello! Hello!
So good to see you.
I'm so lucky to have such a loving, accepting family because not everyone's family is like that. It's my Buffy jacket.
Buffy?
Yeah. My younger brother Josh was just okay, does Henry still like dark chocolate? And I was like, yeah, cool. And that's all he needed to know, which is really sweet. There's 4 of us. I am the second eldest. This is the Hall of Fame, just a shrine to me and my brothers, honestly. This is my older brother, and this is me. This is me and the older brother again. I think this is my first tap solo. Mum is just this wonderful matriarch of my entire family, because we're all just a bunch of boys that don't know what's going on half the time. Since my dad passed away especially, she has been raising all of us. 2 kids with special needs, me with all my arty trans bullshit.
I had a phone call in the middle of the night, very upset and emotional, who was broke down and said, "Mum, I've got something to tell you." And I was just terrified that you were abducted by someone in Melbourne. And I just went into a panic and I said, "What is wrong?" And Henry was just crying at 3 a.m. and said, "Mum, I think I've decided I want to live as a man." And I thought, oh, thank God. Thank God you're all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was how you told me. And I'll never forget that I felt so far away from you, so far away. As long as you're happy, I wouldn't care if you came out with 6 heads. You'd be great.
The next thing I'm getting.
Yeah.
My dad, he played a lot of music, introduced me to the wonders that is music and art. A lot of our relationship was let's talk about Doctor Who, and we're bonding.
He was so proud of you. I remember when you got into Showfit, I remember him going to work and work colleagues would mention to me about how proud he was that you'd made it and you were going to go places and your dreams of when you sat at the kitchen table when you were 2 years old and told us you were going to Hollywood might have eventuated. And I'm really sorry that we all laughed at you and made you cry. That's how dramatic Henry is.
Yeah.
Let's swap a body part. So what happens if your elbow is leading you and driving you and is what's curious?
A lot of my work centers around queerness and masculinity as well. I think being a trans man, exploring masculinity from that perspective isn't really done, and it's really fascinating. There is an idea of masculinity that to be man enough and to be masculine, you need to completely erase your every feminine aspect about yourself. And that is obviously just not true, because there are plenty of men who are cisgendered and very effeminate and so comfortable in their masculinity as well as being feminine. It shouldn't be any different for a trans man. I'm just as much man as the next guy. Tonight we are having a pride party. It's for the community, and I think that's a really important thing for me. It's bringing people together, celebrating. The night has been incredible. Just so many family and friends all smushed together in a room.
So many of my friends that have known Henry from when he was a baby have come to support him, and it's just wonderful. Wonderful night and so pleased.
Having some kind of support system is super important for queer people, whether that is chosen family or your actual family, and I'm very lucky.